all major political leaders of our House of Representatives and other deputy speakers on my left and in my right. So we can begin now. Majority Leader, I can give you now the floor.
Good afternoon, everyone. This afternoon, the House of Representatives is in receipt of a House resolution. This is introduced by Representatives Ferdinand Martin G. Romualdez, Aurelio Dom Gonzales Jr., Roberto V. Puno, Camille Villar, Christine Singson Mihan, Raymond Democrito Mendoza, Representative Vincent Duke Frasco, Representative Yasser Rolonto Balindong, Representative Antonio Tonipet Albano, Representative David J. Suarez, Representative Manuel Jose Manix Dalipe, yours truly, Representative Marcelino Libanan, Representative Yeda Marie Romualdez, Representative Jude Asidre, Representative Robert Ace Barbers, Representative Michael John Duabi, Representative Brian Raymond Yamsuan, Representative Johnny T. Pimentel, Representative Albert S. Garcia, Representative Tobias Toby Tiangco, Representative Jose Joboy Aquino II, Representative Elizalde S. Co, Representative Luis Raymond L. Ray Villacorte Jr., Representative Leandro Jesus Madrona, Representative Wilfrido Mark Enverga, Representative Ferdin Jesus M. Romaldo, and Representative Angelica Natasha Co. The resolution, as stated, expressing the strong and unqualified support of the House of Representatives to His Excellency President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. for his leadership and sincere commitment to steer the country toward a bagong Pilipinas through responsive and efficient service for the benefit of the Filipino people. So this resolution is filed and will be adopted this afternoon in plenary session.
Okay, first question from Dixon Minta of Nelson.
Magandang hapon po, Dixon Minta of Nelson. Can I ask a question about PI?
Yes.
From the House resolution. So, ano po ang reaksyon ng leadership ng House of Representatives now that the COMELEC, nag-decide sila kanina, nag-PressCon si Chairman George Garcia, na indefinitely ay pinopostpone po nila lahat ng procedure sa pagtanggap ng perma regarding the People's Initiative?
Well, we welcome that move from the Commission on Election. Anyway, if there is a need for them to review any of the rules, we will welcome that. But while the COMELEC reviews it, there are also other very important House or legislative matters that we are also pushing for. So, wala pong problema. We welcome the act of the COMELEC.
My second question, second and last question, with regards to the House resolution, may we know kung yan ba ay ginawa ng House leadership yung expression of full support to PBBM matapos yung nangyaring pag-atake ni former President PRRD sa Presidente?
Thank you very much. Actually, nung nilabas po ng House leadership yung manifesto support, it's a reiteration of a position we have already stated last year. And after the launch of Bagong Pilipinas, kung saan mahigit sa 100 kongresista ang dumalo, Naniwala po kami sa nilalayon ng bagong Pilipinas, sa maadhikain at pagbabago na gustong ipatupad ng ating Pangulo. So wala po itong kinalaman sa mga nangyari sa rally sa Davao. This is just to show the firm commitment of the House of Representatives to the leadership and the administration of President Ferdinand Marcos.
Anyone? Bibigay ka sa politiko na bakit?
Magandang hapon po. Sir, tatanong ko lang po, ano po ba yung stand ng majority sa People's Initiative?
We, as far as the House of Representatives is concerned, it is not secret that the House of Representatives ever since had been advocating that there is a need to update the 37-year-old Constitution. Hindi po first time na pinag-uusapan yan. Even in previous Congresses, 18th Congress, 17th Congress, even in the past, there had always been that move to update that Constitution. So everyone is in agreement na kailangan talaga i-update. Now, in the 19th Congress, we had been advocating for that. In fact, we filed RBH 6. Kung ang Senado may RBH 6, kami may RBH 6 rin. We filed RBH 6 last year, March of last year, wherein 302 members of the House are authors. 302 po. With 302 votes, 302 congressmen passed that RBH 6 at it has been transmitted to the Senate. Ang tanong nga namin nasaan na ba? Nag-hearing na ba yung Senate tungkol sa RBH 6 which seeks to update the economic provisions of the Constitution through Constitutional Convention. Con-con po yun. So, if you ask now, what is our stand regarding People's Initiative? Well, we'll support it. Kasi hindi naman po sikreto na gusto talaga namin amendahan ang Constitution. Even the Senate filed their RBH 6, authored by the Senate President and 2 other senators. So we're all in agreement. Lahat po kami. Sa ngayon, we're all in agreement that we have to update that 37-year-old Constitution. So if we ask us now, are we supportive of the People's Initiative? Why not? We have proposed to amend it con-con last year, March last year. I repeat, 302 congressmen authored it, passed it, RBH 6. We transmitted RBH 6 to the Senate. Ano po yung mode nun? Constitutional Convention, con-con. In the same manner, the Senate also filed their RBH 6 yung sa kanila CONAS, Constituent Assembly, also to amend the economic provision. So we're not, I think there is no argument now that from the Senate to the House, we all, I think, have the same mind and same track of school of thought that we have to amend the economic provision of that update that 37-year-old Constitution.
With the permission of the majority leader, maybe it's best also that we hear from the chairman of the Committee on Constitution.
Yes. July we approved resolution of both houses number 6. As stated already, 302 signatures and votes against 7 against the measure calling for a constitutional convention to tackle economic provisions. In spite of that, then it was sent to the Senate. Senator Padilla, the chairman of the Constitutional Committee and Division of Laws in the Senate, held one hearing. First, they invited me, and then the next day, before the hearing, I was disinvited regarding resolution both houses. Meaning, they do not want to really act on what overwhelmingly was approved by the House of Representatives. And so, what happened here is that
You know, there are many sectors who want to have this change. We have business group, Foundation for Economic Freedom, even the PCCI, even the MAC in our hearing said that is really a felt need of our country, because according to these organizations, in the ASEAN country, FDIs, foreign direct investments, the Philippines is now number 8 among 10 members. Vietnam, 6 years ago, has overtaken the Philippines in FDIs. 2 years ago, Cambodia has overtaken us. We are only ahead, according to these business organizations. We are ahead of Laos and Myanmar. So they were very much in favor. The same is true with two big organizations. PIRMA, People's Initiative for Reform, Modernization, and Action, which has been doing this advocacy to change for the past 10 years. And the core movement, which has been doing this for the past 7 years, especially during the Dutertes administration. They have wanted to already have charter change. So when it came out that there is no action of the Senate that about our overwhelming resolution to call for a constitutional convention for changes in the economic provisions. Well, I am chairman and they have been with me for some time. They came to us and said, paano naman ito, Chair? What we have been discussing, what we have been hearing, nothing is happening in the Senate. So we intend, according to these organizations, we intend to already go to people's initiative. And I said, I am for change. They do not want to act on our House resolution. Then we're going, I personally will support you, and I'd like you to see the leadership. That is where these organizations got the support of Congress, because it has been our advocacy since the 8th Congress. Let me now run through you. 36 years already of constitutional change bills and resolutions. How many were filed since the 1988-89, after the 87th Constitution? A total of 358 charter change measures have been filed with the House from the 8th Congress to the present 19th Congress. To make it short, because mahaba ito, it is my record in the committee as chairman. Let me just go to the 14th Congress, where I was elected for the first time, 2007. What did the 14th Congress do? Because our records in the committee shows all the measures filed from the 8th Congress. In the 14th Congress, I was a neophyte congressman. Ito 2007. What was approved by the House? The House approved the 14th Congress. It passed House Resolution number 1109. What does it say? Calling on Congress to convene for the purpose of considering proposals to amend or revise the Constitution by a vote of 3/4 of all its members. Okay, the same is true in the 15th, 16th, and then here in the 16th Congress, I was with Speaker Belmonte. The Speaker really wanted this to be approved and was the main proponent of this. 16th Congress, this is now my third term. The House adopted resolution of both houses, RBH number 1, duly approved, overwhelmingly proposing amendments to certain economic provisions of the Constitution, particularly Article 12 of the Economy, 14 and 16. This is on public utilities, developed natural resources, education, media, and advertising. These are, and then this was transmitted to the Senate. Nothing happened in the 14th Congress and nothing happened in the 16th Congress. Now here, I'm back as committee chairman. We are now on the 19th Congress. That is where we approved last July 302 votes to the Senate, and there was one hearing, I was disinvited, and then nothing is heard of the measure. And so, that is the situation. We are supporting the initiatives of these organizations to secure the signatures, and we have done that. And we have more than 12% already. And we are ready to file the petition. However, Senate President Subiri with Senator Sani Angara and Loren Regarda, they filed RBH 6. And so the Speaker immediately, in his speech here in Congress, in the opening last January 22nd, he stated that he is supporting this particular measure by the Senate leadership. For the first time, there has been a bill filed on these economic provisions in the Senate. And then, in a letter that he sent to the Senate President, we support and let us therefore continue to proceed with economic amendments, very, very clear. Only economic amendments. They're saying that you are here, that the PI is out to abolish the Senate. Farthest from that truth. We have no plans of abolishing the Senate. We need the Senate. We need this body to be able to have check and balance, for example. But they are putting provisions not in what we have approved. Remember, RBH 6 approved last July. There is nothing about political amendments, only economic amendments. So there is nothing that can be changed there. There can be no political, because the next action is theirs. So that is therefore only economic. So they are afraid of something, they are afraid of their own shadows. So the reason why there's People's Initiative is because the Senate has refused to act on 400 measures already that was filed here, including the last one, RBA 6, last July. And so that is the situation now. That is the present situation. They approved this before the Holy Week. They approved the three, and we plan to stop the People's Initiative. To allay fears. Ang gusto lang naman namin dito is to be able to have these economic amendments so that we can have the FDIs coming, more job opportunities, more corporate taxes for social programs, and more development in education and other development of our resources. So that is the present situation. We'd like to assure the Senate, nothing is about political amendments in this PI. It will only be economic amendments. Thank you.
Melanie Muras from Davao Court.
Hi, good afternoon po. I know may statement na po dito si House Majority Leader Dalipe, pero may I just ask for the record, ano po yung masasabi natin sa hearing tomorrow ng Senate baka may i-add din po yung ating ibang House leaders, and may I just ask your statement, Major Dalipe, for the record, for the sake of TV sample. Thank you.
Yes, we already issued that statement. Wala naman pong problema. Actually, meron din kami mga iba ring mga ginagawa, but in any case, whatever, we always welcome. But as what we have stated, if we in the House of Representatives is welcoming their RB at 6, diba? Sila yung nag-file. Economic provision, nag-file niya ang Senado. Sabi ni Speaker Martin Romualdez, sinabi ng mga congressman, we welcome, i-adapt po natin yung anong gusto nyo. Okay kami, walang problema. In fact, gusto rin nga namin, pwede ba? Tingnan nyo rin yung gusto tinansmit namin sa inyo nung last year pa sa Senado, yung RB 6 ng House, which is Concon. So, ano nga, lahat ng muna siguro. Isang resulta na rin yung PI na yung mga grupo na pagod na sa kakahintay, diba? May nag-file ng Concon. Anong nangyari? Hinihintay pa rin natin hanggang ngayon, wala pa rin. Nag-file yung Senate ng CONAS. Wala pa rin nangyari. In fact, backtrack ko pa. 2021, last Congress, nag-file ang House. On us rin. Ang nakalagay doon dekahon na yun. Kung ano gusto ng Senado, binibigay na natin. Voting separately. Last Congress. You check RBX number 2, the House of Representatives passed that with 270 plus votes. Ano nakalagay doon sa RBX 2? Amend the economic provisions, voting separately pa po yun. Nandun na sa Senado. Anong nangyari? Ewan ko na. 19th Congress na tayo ngayon. Pareho na kami. Con gusto namin, gusto nila con-us. Siguro sabi ni Chairman Rufus Rodriguez, may mga grupo dyan. Nagpapirma na lang kasi baka wala pa rin mangyayari na lahat tayo in agreement, whether the Senate House, there is really a need to update the 37-year-old Constitution. Kailangan na natin update yun. Kung hindi mahuhuli ang Pilipinas.
I think in addition with the RB 86, some senator, our friends in the Senate, sabi nila na they will tackle RB 86 if they will stop the PI. Actually, hindi po kami ang nagpapay-stop ng PI. And now, there is a development that the COMELEC suspends accepting the signature. So wala na po siguro masasabi. Sabi ni Speaker Martin, we will embrace Resolution Both Houses number 6. We will adopt in the House of Representatives. So kami po, alagay namin, i-hear na nila yan, i-diretso na nila yung RB 6 para po patapos na. And our speaker wrote a letter to SP Mix para dun sa RB 6. So wala po nakikita bakit hindi po nila ituloy yung hearing sa RB 6. Salamat po.
Pat Corbett, Dennis Capante of GMA Online.
Good afternoon po, Sir Senator. Would like to ask lang po for comment sa sinabi ni former President Duterte. Amendments to change the Constitution is also a way of perpetuating the current President in power. So how do you respond po? As we are all well aware, some of you used to be allies of the former President. So how do you comment on that? How do you respond?
Klarong-klaro po sa pinahil namin, economic provision. Kasi you cannot do something na hindi parte dun eh. They filed it eh. I think they have to read first what they're fighting instead of trying to speculate or trying to, think of something that is not there. Klaro po. We transmitted it to the Senate. We asked everyone. We asked everybody who has a different thought of this, can they read what we have filed? Wala pong nagsasabi na political doon, economic ever since last Congress, economic. So, we even do not know if this is just a strategy to stonewall again a very important need to update an constitution, an old constitution. Kasi ganun nangyayari, yun ang feeling nga ng lahat. May magsustonewall na naman, aharangin na naman, lahat tayo, alam naman na lahat, kailangan na natin i-update yung constitution natin. At in each and every initiation of that act of amending the Constitution, ang feeling ng lahat, namamatay po sa Senado. Bakit? Nag-file na nga kami last year, last Congress voting separately na nga yun Ngayon, siguro sabihin ng mga people's organization, voting jointly na lang natin. O saan na ba tayo pupunta? Diba? Sabi yun nag-file if you read again, economic. It's not a secret. All the records are you can review all the records. It's always economic. We haven't filed and transmitted to the Senate anything about political. And you can check the records of the Senate, what we have transmitted to them. It's economic. So yung mga nagsasabi na to perpetuate the president or whoever in power. Maybe they're in a different dimension at the time na baka na, fentanyl.
In addition to what the majority leader has mentioned, let's rewind administrations a bit. Let's not forget that in the previous administration, there were two concrete attempts to amend the Constitution. One was to convert the Philippine political system into a federal form of government. And another one, on the latter part, was a move done by Congress, again, addressed to the Senate. Ito pong ginagawa natin ngayon sa 19th Congress, kami na nga po nagsasabi na economic provisions lang ang pag-usapan natin. Wala po kami